Graphic design is the process of making maybe a poster or a logo or a flyer or something you put out there as an advertisement or something that's just interesting that you make on a computer, like art. It's important for businesses. Good things that it's for is making advertisements or things like that. It's important for events to have good flyers and good marketing for them so people will come. And graphic design, a good graphic design, maybe a good flyer, will get people to know what's going on. If you have like a bad hierarchy or a bad design, people won't look at it and they won't find it interesting, so they won't know that the event is going on. I started out with graphic design first using GIMP. That's a GNU image manipulation program. And I started that one summer, I think between my freshman and my sophomore year. So I downloaded the program. I don't remember for what reason, but I found it interesting because it was like Photoshop, and I'd never used Photoshop before. By the start of the school year, I was proficient with GIMP because I'd been using it so much. And throughout the course of the school year, I would keep practicing, and I know I used it occasionally on assignments to improve the quality of the product. I used it to make a cover for my history final, which was a history textbook, a chapter of a make-believe history textbook. So I used it for that, and I did the cover, and it turned out really cool. And I also used it to take the white space in the background out of images and presentations. So I did that, and I started liking it more and more. And eventually I took a desktop publishing class, and I learned how to use Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator, and that was even better than GIMP because there were suddenly a bunch of new things that I could do that I didn't know that I could do before. The very first thing that I do when I have a new project or something to do in my advanced desktop publishing class or for something else is I figure out in my head what I want it to look like. And then because I don't like going straight to thumbnails, what I do is I go maybe on a website with copyright-free images like Pixabay. I usually go on Pixabay, the very first thing I do when I get a project, and I look through, I search keywords that I think would relate to what I want my project to have in it. I'll look for maybe vectors or pictures or something like that that I want to be an element of my project. And then I find a bunch of images that I like and that I think that I could use for that kind of project, and I take them all into a folder. And so I have all these images in a folder. I usually download the highest quality size I can find. And then I get all of my information into a document. So I have all of the information there. I don't necessarily have the right font or the right spacing or something like that. I get the picture in there, and then I arrange the information around the picture so that it all fits. So in the end, it'll give off that kind of feeling, and I'll make sure the image or the images and then the font and everything else and the colors all work together to make the final product look like how it should and how I want people to feel in the end when they see it. When I get out of high school, I want to go to school for graphic design, and I want to learn more about different techniques in graphic design and different things that I can do, and I want to learn more about the different programs, and I want to be able to kind of just do whatever. I want to know enough about the program that I can do whatever I want in the program, and I don't have to look up a tutorial, I don't have to look up how to do this or that. And in general, I just want to know how to use the program and how to know what to do. And eventually, I would like to become a graphic designer with a graphic design firm And then after that, I'd like to be a creative director. I suppose that my dream job would be designing book covers, because I feel like designing a book cover is, to me, one of the best jobs a graphic designer can have, because you're not designing an advertisement for a company to sell something. You're designing the cover of a book, and you are showing people the story in visual form. You are giving people a visual introduction to the story, and that would kind of be the dream for me.